everybody, I'm Joe Paul and I'm an indie author, and today we're going to be talking about book signings and tours. I've now done 4 signings and plan to do more in the future. I've talked about how to prepare for signings in a previous video which I'll link up in the cards, and this is how to find signings and what to expect of them. So I've put together 5 tips of how to do that. So here we go. Number 1, Facebook and social media. I found out about Darker through social media, and I know it's a good place to start. You can usually find groups that talk about signings in certain areas or a country. Like we have a group that's based in the UK only because it's smaller than like the US, but I imagine in the US there are for areas of states and stuff like that. There are also places like StoryAd, which I will link below. This is a marketing tool for authors and allows you to search the database for events in your area. This can be an amazing tool when looking for something that works for you. While I haven't used it for finding signings myself yet, I do know others who have. Personally, I used a Facebook group that was all about UK signings, as I said, and went from there. It can be as simple as that, just finding something in your area and registering your interest. Number 2, use your contacts. If, like me, you are a member of a lot of Facebook groups or websites with other writers, you can always ask about signings. Because I got picked for Dark 2017, I was able to make contact with other event organisers, which led to shenanigans and bliss and invites to other places. It may be that someone in your writing circle knows about a book signing or how to organise a tour. And in that regard, you might be able to find a good tour firm that can work with you. I say that because I don't have the skills myself to work out how to do a book tour, and while some traditionally published authors will have that via their publisher, as an indie, I don't have that. But I do know of people I could ask and find out more about doing a book tour, but I'm not going to tell you how to do it because I personally don't know how to do it and I don't want to lead you wrong. Which leads to number 3, don't be afraid to ask. The worst thing that can happen is they say no. Some signings are first come, first served, others are flooded with interest and it's down to the event host to choose who gets the spots. All of that is somewhat out of your control. But when I looked into Dark 2017, I was pretty sure I wouldn't get chosen. So sure, I almost didn't sign up, but I was, and because of this, it brought me into this circle of other organisers and other signings that I could possibly attend. I get that it's terrifying to put yourself out there, but it really does have to come from you, or at least your PA should you have one. The same goes for a book tour. You need to take that first step and need to approach the bookshops and or agencies that will do that for you. Otherwise nothing's going to get done and you'll find yourself missing opportunities. Number 4, work out your budget. Signings can be expensive when you add in the cost of the hotel, travel, swag, banner and the like. While you should have some sales, you might not make enough to cover the cost. But you also need to remember that a lot of people seeing you is going to do big things for your brand. I didn't sell that much when I first went to Darker, but at my second signing, there were people who knew my name, and because I'd already done one signing, and with that it brought more sales. You also need to work out what you can spend. If you can only afford to do one signing, then make sure you choose the one that suits you best, which I'll cover in a moment. The same goes for tours. If you need to do a lot of travel, then make sure you know how much you can spend and all of that. The last thing you want to do is get into massive debts because of signings or tours or anything else like that. That doesn't help you. And number 5, look for themes. Nearly all signings I've seen advertised have some kind of theme. Darker is for books which are on the darker side of fiction. There are tons of romance signings because it is such a big genre. This is also something that can help you narrow down which one is best for you. It might be that you can find a perfect one that's within your budget and allows you to travel and reach your target audience. Sometimes it's better to go for a general signing that doesn't specialise, but again, that is completely your choice. Looking at the theme will give you an idea of the audience they're trying to reach, and it's up to you to decide whether that audience is also your audience. So those are my 5 tips on finding signings. You will find them all over the place and they are getting bigger and bigger, and I'm really pleased to have 4 under my belt so that when I go into 2019 I can look at signings for this year. Signings are a great experience. You meet new readers, you meet old readers, you meet loads of different authors and you make connections and friends and all of that. The budget thing is a good thing to remember because a lot of it is cost, and if you can't afford that cost then it's not worth setting it out because sometimes you will not make the sales sales to match up with that. Some people do break even, other people don't break even. It's all about deciding whether or not that advertisement, that putting yourself out there, is worth it in the long term. I personally think it is, and I've seen things happen to my brand, as it were, from doing signings that I feel it works out for me, but that's a decision you have to make yourself and on your own and using your own tools. No one else can make that for you. So that's all I've got time for today. If you want to get in touch with me, you can comment or subscribe. I post two videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media, and my books are available everywhere. All the links to which are listed below. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep writing. Bye.